Question number 15. If g times square root of 108 is equal to root 3 over g, what is the value of g? Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to express the number 108 in terms of its prime factors. So 2 times 54. 54 is the same as 6 times 9. The 2 just carries. 6 is 2, 3. 9 is 3, 3. Which means 108 can be represented as 2. How many 2's are there? 2. The 2 squared times 3. 1, 2, 3. That's supposed to be a 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 cubed. So let me rewrite this expression. G times 2 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 3 all to the power of square root, so 1/2 is equal to 3 to the power of 1/2 over g, right? I'm going to multiply both sides by g to get rid of the g on the denominator. So I have g squared on the left-hand side. And when I expand the brackets, 2 times 1/2 is 1. So just 2 times 3 to the power of 3 over 2. And the g's gone because I already multiplied it to the left-hand side. I'm left with 3 over 2. Right? So I'm just going to move everything other than g to the other side, the g squared term. So it's going to be 3 1/2 minus 3 over 2 times, 2 negative 1. 3 to the power of negative 1 times 2 to the power of negative 1. That's 1/3 times 1/2, which is 1 over 6. So I get g squared is equal to 1 over 6. And when I square root both sides, I have g is equal to 1 over 6 to the power of, square root of 1 over 6. And that's the same thing as saying, let me just move over here. That's the same thing as saying square root of 1 over square root of 6. And I want to rationalize it. So multiply square root of 6 to both sides, top and bottom. So I have square root of 6 times square root of 6 is 6. So the answer is C. So that question was a little more complicated, but still doable. Question number 16. C times square root of d to the power of 2 is 48. If c is equal to 2, what is the value of d? Okay, let's plug it in. So c is 2. Square root of d is d over 1/2. All to the power of 2 is 48. Well, 2 squared is 4. D to the power of 1/2 to the power of 2 is just d. What is d? D is 12. That was easy. Question number 17. Square root of n. So that's n over 1/2 over n over negative 1/2, n to the power of negative 1/2, all times m is equal to 5. Well, this n to the power of 1/2 divided by n to the power of negative 1/2 is like saying n to the power of 1/2 minus 1/2, all times m is equal to 5. And that is just n times m is equal to 5. And if I want m in terms of n, I want to isolate for m, so I want to divide both sides by n. So m is equal to 5 over n, d. Question number 18. What is the value of x to the power of negative y times 2 times x to the power of y times 3y to the power of x? Let's plug it in. 2. Oh, and y is equal to negative 2. That's given also. 2 to the power of negative 2. Well, negative 2, so that's positive 2. My bad. And then 2 times 2 to the power of negative 2, and 3, and negative 2 to the power of 2. All I did is plug in the values of x and y in that equation. 2 squared is 4. 2 times 2 to the negative 2 is just, so that's like 1. So 2 to the 1 times 2 to the negative 2 is just 2 to the negative 1 times 3 times negative 2 squared is 4, right? And this is like saying 1/2 times 3 times 4. So it's a simple multiplication. 2 times 3, 6 times 4, 24. Answer is D. Number 19, if n is 20, what is the value of that expression? Okay, so let's plug it in. Square root of 20 plus 5 over square root of 20 times 20 over 2 times square root of 5. Right? Well, first of all, 25 here, square root of 25 is just 5, right? And then 20 and square root of 20, that's just, because 20 is like same thing as saying square root of 20 to the power of 2. So what they cancel, and that gives you square root of 20. And that's over 2 times square root of 5, right? And you can multiply whatever's in the square root with each other. So square root of 20 times square root of 5 is square root of 100. But you know what square root of 100 is? It's just 10. So 5 times 10 over 2. They reduce. 5 times 5, 25. E. Now on to the final question, number 20. If a is positive, so let me write that down. A is greater than 0. A squared is equal to b is equal to 4. Okay, so first of all, let's figure out what a is. A squared is 4. So a can be either plus minus 2. But then since they said a is positive, a has to be 2, right? And b is 4. That's a given. And what is the value of that expression? Let's plug it in. b, 4, square root of b, 4, square root of 4. A is 2 to the power of 4 times a, or 2, right? Square root of 4 is just 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. Over 2 to the power of 4 is 16 times 2. That's 16 over 16, or 1. Or did I do something wrong? Oh, oops, never mind. I made a mistake. Let's go back. Sorry, guys. So this wasn't actually times a, it's power of a. So that to the power of 2. My bad. Anyways, this still applies. So 8 over 2 to the power of 4 is 16 to the power of 2. And 8 over 16 is just 1/2. So 1/2 to the power of 2 is 1/4. Answer is D. So there you go. 20 questions on radicals and exponents. Thanks for watching.